I'm supposed to be packing for my trip, but I'm out here messing around in the garden. This space makes me happy. And not that my garden bed on the side of the house doesn't, but some of the challenges in the garden bed space, I just don't experience up here. So like all the slugs, the caterpillars and the squirrels, they don't come up here and bother the space. The few caterpillars that I have found, I've been able to catch them, and the dog has had his way with them. Look at this Aunt Molly ground cherry tomatoes. Isn't that cute? I got some baby tomatoes on them. As small as they are. I really should have thinned this out to literally just 2 plants, but I just couldn't get rid of that one. He was the smallest. I know I need to. It's going to get really crowded. I haven't learned my lesson yet. But these are beets. They will get pulled out, you know, soon. I got my pruners because I'm getting ready to harvest some of this, some of these herbs. And then I got some heads of lettuce just tucked under here. I thinned this down to 3. I'll definitely get rid of that cucumber and one other one that we'll have to find a home. I harvested some of this beet. It was really small, but I did still enjoy it. I chopped it up, put it in my lettuce. You can actually just eat the leaves and it, just like eating beets, and the stem. So all of it is great for nourishment. Got this lonely cherry tomato in here. I don't even know what variety it is. I just plugged it in here and needed a home. And then it's just blowing my mind how massive these baby patio eggplants are. The name is deceiving. Baby patio eggplants. I mean, look at these two. I really shouldn't have put them in this bucket. They are cramped for space, but they're gonna have to figure it out. And then the beets, I'm gonna let them grow a little bit longer. Really, these beets, I could probably take them out, even if I just took these 2 out. Because my plan is to put my, I have one more lonely tomato plant that needs a home, so it will go in here. These tomato plants, I have come through and pruned some of the bottom leaves. I decided not to do all this heavy pruning, like pulling out these suckers, but allowing them to grow their suckers. They're indeterminate, but they're cherry tomatoes, and so I'm trying to get as much fruit on them as possible. The only way I would, I don't know how this happened, or maybe it's still growing. Yeah, like these suckers, normally I would take them off. So the only way I will do any heavy pruning on these is if it gets so dense in here and out of control. But other than that, I'm going to let them continue to grow their suckers. I'm going to keep pruning just the bottom portion down here. I'll just prune these like this. This doesn't need to be here. Look at these eggplants. I'm actually gifting these to my mom. I have to remember to take them with me. I keep calling this a watercress, but I think the right name for it is, I am actually calling it by the right name. I had to go look it up. It is from Baker Creek. It is a watercress. And it's actually, a lot of times, it's a weed in most places. You could just find it in the forest or wherever. And it just covers the ground. It's like a ground covering. But it's just so rich in all kinds of vitamins. And I actually like the taste of watercress. A lot of people don't. I'm gonna harvest quite a bit of this stuff here. And these are the piping peppers. They're a little bit of a small variety, but I had topped them off last week, I want to say, and they're putting off new shoots. This is all new growth right here and on the top and on the sides. Those are all new growth from me topping them off. I discovered that this is not a winter squash, and it will not be trellising up this trellis, so I don't know what to do with it. It's yellow. It really should not be in this space. It's a bad spot for it. I've enjoyed a lot of this kale here that I planted all around. You can actually pick kale at any stage. This basil is still looking pitiful. This is like a purple basil. This is Asian basil back here in the spot, and then I don't even remember what variety this is. I might have to just break down and go to the store and get some basil. This is a cucumber that I put up here. It has rained quite a bit, so some of this stuff is, yep, there it goes. It's trellising. It's supposed to be trellising down this ladder, but it's just a pickling cucumber variety, I believe is what it is, that I planted in here. I can't even remember now. This watermelon never did really well. I'm feeling defeated with the watermelon. So I planted some more. This I planted in early May. It just stayed yellow. It's barely pushing out true leaves. So I planted more to see if that would take off, and I may end up pulling these out, but I'm struggling in the watermelon department. I'm thinking it's my soil. Some people have said the straw is not any good. The straw from Ace Hardware, they had issues growing their watermelons. Some people have said it's the grow bag. I think it's a combination of our cool spring weather, and maybe it's my soil. I think that's what it is. And all this rain, although it's nice, it may be a little too much rain for some of these plants. Some of my potatoes are dying off, which is expected. This is a purple variety potato. This is my first year growing potatoes. I'm just glad they're not sick, because potatoes can carry diseases to other nightshade plants like the eggplants and the tomatoes, but they have stayed healthy. I crammed them in the space. Next year I'm not going to do that. I will plant them in my garden bed, the disease infested garden bed. Yes, we'll see. We're not even huge on potatoes, but I do enjoy the purple potatoes. These beans have not done well at all. You know, they have stayed yellow. I'm not sure what the issue is. I thinned them out. I'm down to one squash in here. The other one I transplanted down in the garden bed. We'll see. And then my second green stalk is what I've been super excited about. Is Swiss chard. This is my first time growing Swiss chard from seed. And Swiss chard can grow in cool weather and hot weather. It does better if you plant it in the cool, you know, like spring, and allow it to grow and mature in the heat. Trying to grow it in the heat, especially here in the South, it just gets too hot for them. And that was a lesson I had to learn the hard way several seasons. But this year I started them off early, and they have done well in here. I'm kind of surprised. I thought they were struggling to take off, and which they did. I think they did struggle to take off, but I don't even remember which variety they are. I think they're a Baker Creek. That's where I got the seeds from. Look at this cabbage here. I don't know what this cabbage thinks it's gonna do. I still got some carrots in here. I'm thrilled about that. And then the few lonely strawberries that needed home found refuge in here. And then I did plant some lettuce. And then I have some onions that have come up. So got some onions in here, but mainly strawberries, some Swiss chard. I don't know if this is Swiss chard or beets. I want to say it's Swiss chard. I got some collards. This is some Georgia collards, collard greens, and this amazing kale that I have been eating off of. Dinosaur kale does great in the heat from what I've heard. And then this massive, I mean, they're literally like bushes. I have been eating off of them. I did find out that some of them did start to brown on their leaves. The plant itself is healthy, but had some browning on the leaves, and I found out that their roots they're so invasive. And I had to come down here and just water this. But yeah, this is all roots. This is all their roots. And then this lonely strawberry. This is my second green stalk, and these are mustard greens down here. I started them early in the season, and they tried to go to seed on me. They were trying to flower, and I just pinched off the top and kept them growing. And I've eaten off of them. I started pulling some of these carrots out. They are a black carrot, but once you get on the inside, they're more of a purple color. And I did get the seeds from my gardener. I'm happy about that. This is actually my first year growing in a green stalk, and to be able to grow carrots, mustard greens. Look at this lettuce. I'm just, with as hot as our weather has gotten, and this lettuce is still putting out. And then I've got some peppers on top. I'm not really, I don't know, this pepper isn't wooing me. So I don't know if it's a sun issue. This is the one I did not top off. I've just allowed it to just grow, and then these I topped off. This pitiful eggplant, looking sad. I hope it straightens out, because the rest of them are doing amazing. Look how big these are. This one and this one. So I hope it starts to pick up in a little bit. I put some beans in here. We eat quite a bit of beans. We do not eat meat in our household, and so beans is our source of protein. I hope they do well. I might cut it down to just one. They're starting to look a little yellow on me. But they're just a bush bean variety. More strawberries in here. I have stopped pulling off the blossoms. They're too many. And so some of them I pulled off the blossoms, and some I didn't. I have more carrots in here. And then this is broccoli. It may not do anything. I may just cut the leaves and use it in a mixed green salad or something. This cabbage is still coming along. Look at it. And then I planted some carrots in the middle. This is just a pickling variety cucumber. And I'm training it to go up this makeshift trellis. And so it's still got some yellowing on it, but overall the plant for the most part looks healthy. And then my strawberry towers that are here in the corner, and they look fabulous. They're enjoying their space, their new home. Overall, like I said, I really enjoy this garden way more than I do the infested garden on the bed on the side of my house, the garden bed on the side of my house. I mean, it's so much more challenging to grow over there. Season after season I struggled growing on the side of my house in the garden bed, and this year I'm just thrilled.